Hey everyone, and welcome. I want to show you something that I found online recently. There is a site that it has a bunch of old video games. In this case, this is Legend of Zelda, um, and this is a fairy pool that you can see inside. And I wanted to remake the geometry for it in Blender and then bring it into Unity and make some shaders. Um, and I kind of wanted to I wanted to break down a couple of these techniques. One thing that's interesting about this as well is that it uses vertex color. So I'm going to just go into Blender and create a circle with 24 sides. I'm going to scale it in a bit, and I'll scale it right to the center. So if you hit 0 on the keyboard, that will just go right to a single point. And um, I'll merge by distance. That'll get rid of the duplicate verts in the center. Now, what I'm going to do to create this is I'm just going to take a piece of this pie, and I'll just start with this. So I've projected the UV, and the UV of this is very interesting. It took me a little while to figure this out. In the past, I've tried to do this before, and I was just never very successful. So I wanted to share this technique. I think this is the way that they've done it in Legend of Zelda. So here I've duplicated this piece, and then in the I'll rotate it up a little bit. And what I'll do with the UV is I'll actually take it and I'm going to just flip it. I'll go scale on the X by -1. And I'm just putting a color grid on here so I can kind of show you what that UV looks like. Um, and I'll scale it up a bit. And we'll also make the material to show in the viewport here. We'll just go over to the shading, and we will just plug that texture, that default texture in, and let's just find it here. That's not it. It's image texture, and we'll just select that one that we made there. And what you'll see here is the way this UV works is if I scale it -1 in the X, it'll be kind of mirrored over that first seam. And then if I just take this and if I just continue to spin this around, I'll merge those vertices back again. And you'll see that that's all one piece now. I'll duplicate this, and yeah, it's funny that this is such a simple solution. But again, I was working in a company like 10 years ago, and I was trying to do this technique, and I just couldn't get it to look right. And I didn't try mirroring like this over each of these pieces. So for me, this was like the big eureka moment here. And I thought I would definitely share it. That's it for that shape. And I'm going to open up Unity. I'm going to try making a URP project. And the reason I'm doing URP is so I can show you how to set up the shader in inside of URP with the visual shader graph. But I'll also do a vertex fragment version of it, which would work in the universal render pipeline as well. Yeah, sorry, I said that wrong. Not universal render pipeline, in the whatever, the legacy one, the standard one. And what I want to do next is I want to just show the color, the vertex color, because the vertex color kind of comes into play here. So I'll just grab that color attribute, and I'm going to try to I'm going to try to set up shaders here inside of Blender that would show the transparency as well as the uh, as just the straight color. I've just got to figure out how to do this here. I've got the principled, which has the alpha in it, and we'll go into vertex color paint mode here. So we're in vertex paint. At the moment, everything is just white. And what I really want to do is change the tool here. Let's set this. So this is the material. We're going to set this to alpha blend, so that we can definitely see the alpha in here. And then if I go to vertex paint, I'm going to set, okay, it's not painting. I believe that the issue could just be that the normals are just kind of the wrong way around. For vertex painting, you really need to have, let me check the face orientation here. If I turn this on, you'll see that that is facing, if red means it's just facing away. So I just need to flip these normals. That was just something in the creation process that was just off a bit. Now it should paint fine. Again, when you're going to paint vertices, generally it's just, yeah, it'll just, I think you can change it so that it'll paint the back faces as well, but typically it just paints the front faces. And I've got this tool set now, and I should be able to, okay, I'm going to set it to erase alpha. And then I'm going to use this alpha inside of my shader in Unity. I'll use it to kind of control the alpha of the water plane. Now this is something that was done kind of in the past. They used the vertex color quite a bit, just to kind of give lighting to, this was kind of before light maps. I think this was something that was done quite a bit in game engines, particularly like Nintendo was really expert at this, using vertex colors. And yeah, I think I really like the look of this. Like if I'm just looking at this website and looking at these old levels and stuff, I really appreciate what Nintendo did. And my philosophy around video games is that less is often more. Some of the best games I've played, like some of the games that I've really enjoyed, did not have a whole lot of graphics, heavy graphics. I don't know if anyone can relate to that or not. But I'm gonna bring this this ring into Unreal now. Sorry, not Unreal, into Unity now. Sorry, I don't know how I said. I think I was thinking about Unreal and how Unreal's focus is really on creating like really intense graphics, like super AAA stuff, and yeah, it doesn't align really with my philosophy, I guess. Not that I'm against that. I'm definitely not. So I'm creating a new URP shader graph here, and I do want to get that color again, that vertex color, and I'm going to set this for blending as well. So we'll go transparent, and I'm going to split this vertex node up, and I'll plug the colors into the base color. So I'll make a vector 3 to rebuild this here. So there's my colors, and then my alphas in there. I'll save that out. One thing that's nice about this URP shader graph is that it's really quick. It's not hard to make shaders. So you see I have the same, I've got those vertex colors coming through now. This is just a texture that I've downloaded and put into GIMP here. And what I'll do is I'll also kind of link this into my shader. So I'll need to add this input here, texture 2D, and I'll sample it. And this has an alpha as well, I think. So I'll just I'll work to combine these two together. So I'll use a multiply to multiply the alphas together. Again, I'll take the alpha from my vertex color, and that'll be my final alpha. And then I'll also multiply these colors together. So again, I'll rebuild those colors from the texture and then multiply them against the... Now, when you do this multiply, you'll find that a lot of games will also do a ×2 at the end. I didn't do that in this case, but you often see that as well. So this is kind of the similar to the shader that you had in our reference. Now in the reference, I think the colors were more purple and stuff. This, you can look, there's a number of different fairy fountains inside of this Zelda level, and all the colors they are like, they're all vertex colors that have been put in. So this is, you'll notice that the water is scrolling. So now we're going to scroll. If you remember how we set up the UV, it's going to be the vertical component that's scrolling, and in this case, that's the Y component. So we'll make a time, and it's going to go into the Y component. Yeah, that's the vertical component, and then you'll see that this is now scrolling. It's maybe a little bit fast, but that's yeah, that's it in a nutshell, really. Again, it's a very, very simple shader. There's no real-time lighting or anything. It's very, very simple. And I would also like to make this, I said I would do it in a vertex fragment, so we'll do that in just a regular shader here. So this is how I used to write shaders like years ago, and I was always doing vertex fragment shaders. And this was before the advent of this shader graph. And so I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I've definitely, tinkered around with this stuff in the past. So we've got that named, and here is, I'm using Visual Studio Code. You could do this just as easily inside of Visual Studio. I just like Code. I think it looks nicer and it's a lot lighter. I find that Visual Studio every year is just like getting heavier and heavier. So here I am doing the offset on the UV. So I'm taking in my vertex to fragment structure, I'm taking the UV that I have, and I'm offsetting the Y value with the time. In here, I'm setting the render type to transparent, and the Q as well. You have to change the render Q into the transparent Q as well. And what this will do is it will set it forward in the render queue, so it's rendering at the same time as all the transparent objects. And then we have to set the alpha blend mode here as well. So we'll go blend, and the default blend is source alpha 1 minus source alpha. That's kind of like the generic just multiply blend, I guess. And then we also need those colors, so we'll go float. It's a float 4, so we got 4 channels there. This is in the data that gets sent from the geometry to the shader, and we'll collect it here and fill it, because we want to pass it through our vertex to fragment here, so that we can use it in our fragment shader. The fragment's down at the bottom here. We're going to combine it. So now that we have it, we can collect it. We'll go color.rg, color dot, what do we want to do? Okay, color times equals I, which is the input dot color, and that will do all the colors and the alpha channel at the same time. We have to also, we got to fill it inside of our vertex program. So that's just passing it from the struct and through. We don't do anything with it. We just pass it right through. And there you'll see if I change it, there's an error here. Oh, I forgot here. This is going to be, let's see here. It is, what is issue? That was meant to be in the vertex program, sorry. We're just, the vertex to fragment doesn't do any calculations. It just passes, and yeah, that was just in the wrong spot. So this is in the vertex program. Vertex program, you can do different math and stuff like that. That's compiling now. And we'll change our material across to use this. And you can see it'll look identical. So we just have to connect the, I think the only thing that's different is the time value is using time X instead of time Y. So it's going to be a little bit slower at the moment. That's it. And yeah, thanks for watching.